You're a leech. Don't shame me with your cheap tastes, Elise muttered fiercely. My sister scoffed at the $32,000 engagement gala I'd funded, and I swore to dismantle it all in a taco costume, canceling her getaway and exposing her lies to her fiancé. Don't you dare embarrass us with your tacky choices, Elise hissed, her polished nails digging into my arm. Her smile stayed flawless as she posed for the camera, her stunning features shimmering under the chandelier's glow. I stood rooted, surrounded by dazzling dresses and sharp suits. I shouldn't have been shocked. This was her engagement celebration, a $32,000 display of empty splendor paid for by the money I'd quietly sent her over the past year. Tacky, Elise? I bankrolled this, I wanted to say, but her grip tightened, her smile growing icier. Stay silent, she whispered sharply. I don't care what you've spent. Just stay out of the way, smile when told, and keep your mouth shut. Her fiancé, Nathan, stood nearby, laughing with his friends, clueless. My parents hovered near the bar, Mom's loud chuckle echoing as Dad's hand rested on her shoulder, glowing with pride for Elise. Never for me. Smile, the photographer directed. Elise let go of my arm like I was dirt, turning back with a radiant fake laugh, as if everything was ideal. I stood, humiliation burning in my chest. I could have left, but I didn't. You all right? A voice asked beside me. It was Marcus, one of Nathan's friends, holding a glass of champagne. Your sister's quite the showstopper, isn't she? I forced a weak smile. You have no clue. Marcus chuckled, unaware, but his eyes held a trace of sympathy. They all noticed. I was the invisible one, the supporter, the one who paid, stayed quiet, and never fought back. Until now. I slipped away, gliding through the glamour and extravagance, down the hotel's polished halls. My hands shook as I typed on my phone, a plan forming faster than I could think. An hour later, I burst through the ballroom doors. The room fell silent. I marched in, dressed as a giant taco, complete with a foam shell, a brown meat suit, and a streak of fake salsa across the front. Laughter broke out. Some were stunned, others uneasy. Elise's smile vanished, her eyes widened, her hand covering her mouth. My parents stood frozen. Nathan wavered between amusement and embarrassment. Everyone, I shouted, my voice resounding. A toast to the couple. To Elise, who taught me family isn't about trust, it's about image. And to Nathan, who's about to discover that beautiful roses can hide cruel thorns. Elise's screams cut through the air, her face red with rage. Get out! You're ruining everything! I'm just following your orders, Elise, I said, bowing dramatically in the foam costume, avoiding your disgrace with my low-class taste. Then I turned and walked out, the laughter, whispers, and gasps following me. Her perfect night lay in shambles. But I wasn't done. As morning light filled my apartment, my phone buzzed with 42 missed calls from Elise, then Mom, then Dad. I watched them stack up but didn't answer. Instead, I made my first call. Hello, Coastal Retreats, I said smoothly, a grin forming. I need to cancel a honeymoon booking under Elise Morgan. No, it won't be rebooked. The second call was easier. Her credit card, frozen. Then I opened the file I'd kept for weeks. Screenshots, texts, her cruel taunts about Nathan, mocking his family, bragging about using him to rise higher. I sent them to Nathan. 2 hours later, Elise called again, her voice hoarse, shaking. How could you? Please pick up. I'll do anything. Talk to me. I didn't answer. I let the silence speak, sipping coffee as the city stirred in soft light. For the first time in years, I felt not just anger, not just retribution, but liberation. The sun rose, warming my modest apartment, and I felt unburdened. My phone kept buzzing. 42 missed calls from Elise, dozens more from Mom and Dad. I ignored them, letting them simmer while I savored my calm coffee. But the peace didn't last. By noon, someone banged on my door. I opened it to find my mother, her face pale, eyes puffy from crying. She didn't say hello. You're destroying your sister, she said, her voice trembling with fear and fury. I'm just setting things right, I replied, my tone even. She's your sister, she snapped, her hands shaking. You've always had everything given to you but Elise, everything given to me? I laughed sharply. She bled me dry for years, my savings, my time, my support, and you applauded her. Now that I'm saying no, I'm the villain? Elise is hurting, Nathan is crushed, you've ruined her life. She ruined it herself, I shot back. She lied to him, to all of you, and you believed it because it's always Elise. Mom's voice broke. You've always been cold. I stood up for you, protected you. I stepped closer, anger rising. You watched her drain my accounts, lie to me, treat me like an ATM. And now she faces consequences? And I'm at fault? Tears filled her eyes. She didn't mean it. She's just confused. No, She knew exactly what she was doing, and you enabled her. Her hand slapped my face, quick and sharp. The sting was fleeting, but the ache in my heart cut deeper. For a moment, we stood still. I saw regret in her eyes, then grief. "I shouldn't have come," she whispered, turning away. I closed the door. The sting faded, but the fire inside burned brighter. I stood there, pulse racing, breath heavy. I wasn't finished yet. That night, I slipped into the hotel where Elise and Nathan were staying. Mom's desperate call earlier had revealed their location. I rode the elevator to the 3rd floor, the hallway quiet, my steps soft on the carpet. I neared their room and heard Elise's voice, sharp but hushed. "I don't care what he says, Nathan," she said quickly. "He's jealous. He's always tried to destroy me. I warned you about him." Nathan's voice was low. "Why would he cancel our trip? Those texts, I saw them." "You believe that?" Elise's laugh was strained. "He made them up, Nathan. He's obsessed with me. He hates seeing me happy. You have to trust me. He's unstable. He needs help." I leaned closer, teeth clenched, listening. "I don't know, Elise," Nathan said, too calm. "That's his trick," she snapped. "He plays the victim, always has, and now he's turning you against me." I heard Nathan pacing. "Maybe I need time to think," he muttered. "I need space." "No," she cried, her voice rising in panic. "Nathan, please don't leave. I can't lose you because of him." Silence followed, then footsteps. I ducked around the corner as Nathan left, heading for the elevator. I stayed in place. My anger wasn't just fierce anymore, it was steady. She was still spinning lies, still casting me as the enemy. But I was done with her narrative. I pulled out my phone, started recording, and waited. 30 minutes later, her voice came again, this time on a call. "He's trying to wreck everything," she snapped. "But I'm not afraid. Nathan isn't sharp. I can control him. My parents? They'll always choose me. They never pick him." A pause, then her tone turned sweet, poisonous. "You don't understand, do you? My brother's a loser. I know how to make him look deranged. I've done it before. It's just harder now that he's pushing back." My hands gripped the phone, trembling with fury. She hadn't just lied to Nathan. She'd planned this, setting traps for months. But now I had proof. I stayed hidden, heart pounding so loud it nearly drowned her out. Then, as if fate stepped in, the door opened. Elise stepped out, still on her phone. "Yeah, I'll call later. I need to clean this mess first." She didn't see me until I was right behind her. "Elise," I said softly. She spun around, her face whitening. "What? What are you doing here?" "Listening," I replied, holding up my phone, the recording still active. "You learn a lot when you stay quiet." Her quiet. Her expression hardened, the mask slipping. "You don't know what you're doing." "I do now," I said, "and it's over." I walked away, her fury blazing behind me like a storm. But I wasn't done. I drove to my parents' house. The lights shone softly inside. I approached and glanced through the window. There they were, Mom and Dad at the table. Elise posed perfectly. No remorse, no shame, just that perfect smile. Her voice floated out, venom wrapped in sweetness. "He's throwing another fit tantrum," she said, cutting her roast. "I feel sorry for him, but we can't let him keep spoiling things." Dad shook his head, his tone heavy with false regret. "I always knew he'd turn out like this. Trouble from the start." Mom nodded, her weary, pitying smile fixed. "I knew it too. We just have to stand by you, Elise. He'll come around eventually." I stepped back into the darkness. They'd chosen their side long ago. I wasn't their child anymore. I was the adversary, but I was done hiding in the shadows. By the lake, sunlight shimmered on the water. Under an old tree, a picnic table was laid with a blue and white checkered cloth, dishes arranged like a crafted memory, grilled chicken, creamy potatoes, cherry pie. My childhood repackaged as a peace offering. I stood watching. Elise, dressed in ivory, smiled widely, her eyes sharp as daggers. Mom fussed over the table, her cheer forced. Dad stood, arms crossed, irritation carved into his face. Nathan sat quietly, staring at his shoes, looking like he'd rather disappear than stay. Elise waved. "There you are. Don't just stand there. Join us." I approached slowly, the grass softening my steps. Everything smelled inviting, but it was a trap, like everything else here. "Things got out of hand," Elise started. "We're family. This is our apology, a fresh start." "Family," Dad grumbled, avoiding my eyes. "Family means trust, not treachery." I didn't reply. I glanced at Nathan. His eyes flicked to Elise, then down. He didn't seem convinced anymore. "Sit," Mom urged, pushing a plate toward me. "All your favorites." "We thought it'd help." I sat, but didn't touch the meal. Elise's voice softened, playing the victim. I know you're upset. The engagement, the stress, it got out of hand. I didn't mean it. Out of hand, I echoed, my voice icy. Interesting choice of words. She laughed, too sharp to be real. Don't turn this into a scene. We're trying to fix things. I leaned forward, eyes locked on hers. Or get a confession. Elise's smile faltered. Her gaze darted to Dad, who jumped in predictably. Enough, he barked. You're wrecking everything again. This was your chance to make things right. Me? I laughed. Of course, I'm the villain. Elise is the saint. I'm the chaos. Because you are, he snapped, slamming his hand on the table. You disgraced your sister, humiliated us all. Everyone's talking. I know, I said calmly, pulling out my phone, especially Elise. Her eyes widened. What do you mean? I've been listening, I said, and now the truth has a voice. I tapped the screen, and her voice cut through the quiet field. Nathan isn't clever. I can control him. My parents will never choose him over me. They always protect me. The words echoed, cold and sharp. Nathan's head snapped up, his face pale. Elise, what is that? He asked, his voice breaking. It's fake. He's trying to destroy me. She screamed, lunging at me. I stepped back, holding the phone out of reach. Really? Let's hear more. I played another clip. My brother's a loser. Making him seem unstable? I've done it worse before. The words hit like a strike. Elise's eyes bulged, her mouth twitching. Turn it off, Dad roared, face red with rage. This is lies. Stop it. Lies? I asked coolly. Fine, try this. I swiped and played another. I told you, Nathan, he's obsessed. He's deranged. He needs to be locked up. The recording rang out, clear and damning. Nathan stood, fists clenched. You said he was family? That he threatened you? He did! She shrieked, her voice cracking. He's twisting it! I swear, it's not what it sounds like. I'm not lying. I reached into my bag and tossed out a labeled folder onto the table. Go ahead. Read. Messages? Screenshots? Emails. What she really thinks of you and your family? Nathan's hands shook as he flipped through, his face draining. Elise, you called my mother useless, said you wished she'd disappear. Her mouth opened, then shut. It was a prank. I didn't mean it. You meant every word, I said coldly. I tapped the screen again. If my brother won't shut up, I'll make everyone think he's insane. I'll cry if I have to. Mom believes anything I say. Elise's world began to crumble. Liar! She screamed, wild and frantic. You faked it all! Did I? I stepped closer, voice low and lethal. Should we call your old friends? Maybe your ex, Lily, the one you bragged about stealing from? Her eyes widened. You wouldn't! I already did. I dropped another folder in front of her. Sworn statement from Lily. She confirmed you took her phone, sent texts to her boyfriend, and there's more. Want to keep going? Stop! Mom sobbed, tears streaming. You're tearing this family apart. No, I said, voice like ice. I'm making you face reality. You're perfect, Elise. The liar, the manipulator, and you've chosen her over me every time because you can't stand that I see through you. Dad stood, trembling with rage. She's better than you. Always has been. I laughed bitterly. Better at what? Deceiving you? Stealing from you? Pretending to care? Nathan pushed the folder away, his face shattered. I can't believe You're a fraud, Elise. He tore off the engagement ring and tossed it at her feet. We're finished! Elise, Nathan, no! Elise screamed, reaching for him, but he stepped back, voice hollow. Don't come near me! You're toxic! Elise turned to me, her face twisted with hatred. This is your fault! You ruined everything! I stepped back as she lunged, her rage desperate and raw. No, I said softly, I just showed who you are. Dad grabbed her, pulling her away. Get out, he growled at me. Haven't you done enough? I smiled calmly, grabbing a slice of pie and wrapping it in a napkin. This is all I'm taking. The rest was never mine. I walked away, their shouts fading as I reached the field's edge. I saw Nathan by his car, nodding at the lake, his face a mix of betrayal and confusion. Why? He asked, barely audible. Because silence would have been a betrayal, and I'm done being their pawn. I got into my car. As I drove off, the wind carried away the pieces of a family built on deception, and for the first time, I felt truly free. The next morning, just as I thought it was over, my phone rang at 7 a.m. The name on the screen stopped me. Grandma. Her voice was firm, resolute. Dear, I know everything. Your parents are calling you the villain. I don't care anymore, I said, exhausted. I'm just relieved it's done. It's not done, she snapped. Not until they repay every dollar they took. Grandma, I didn't do this for money. I wanted the draining to end. It will end, she said. "They'll stop only if you make them pay. I'm coming over." An hour later, she swept into my kitchen, a force in pearls, her keen eyes scanning the room. "Show me," she ordered. "Every cent you gave them." I opened my banking app and laid it bare. The numbers told the story. Elise's engagement, $32,000. Dad's unpaid debts, $12,000. Ongoing support, over $30,000. Her lips pursed. "Disgraceful. They've treated you like a vault, emptied it, but this ends today." That afternoon, Grandma summoned a meeting at her house. When I arrived, they were there. Elise, pale and restless, Mom wringing her hands, Dad pacing like a caged beast. He stopped, glaring at me. I said nothing, sitting beside Grandma, her presence commanding. She'd seen the accounts. "I've seen the records," she began, voice icy. "And I'm horrified. You've treated him like a resource. That stops now." "Please, Grandma," Elise cut in, her voice syrupy. "He's blowing it out of proportion." "Enough," Grandma snapped, her tone slicing. "If you don't repay him fully, I'll rewrite my will. You'll get nothing." Mom's face blanched. "You can't mean that." "I do. I won't leave a dime to anyone who exploits family. He's exaggerating, trying to divide us." I met his gaze. "No, I'm making you see what you've always dismissed. You've lied. Enough." Tears welled in Elise's eyes. "Grandma, I didn't—" "You did. You lied, manipulated, and now you'll face the consequences." Dad crossed his arms, sneering. "This is a family matter. He's trying to break us. You broke it, not me." "Enough," Grandma barked. "One choice. Repay what you took or lose everything." Dad stormed to his office, Mom hurrying after. Elise sat frozen, staring at the table. 30 minutes later, Dad returned, checkbook in hand, fingers trembling. He slammed the check down. "Here, take it." I looked him in the eye. "I didn't shatter this family." "You did." "Please," Elise whispered, voice breaking. "Grandma, please. I'm teaching you what responsibility feels like," Grandma said flatly. I took the check, folded it, and stood. "I'm done here." I walked out, Grandma a silent force behind me. That night, I sat by my window, sipping tea as the city lights sparkled. For the first time in years, I wasn't crushed by guilt, shame, or obligation. My phone buzzed. A message from Grandma. "Proud of you, never look back." "Love, Grandma." A faint smile crossed my lips. It was over. The manipulation, the control, the endless giving. I didn't do this for vengeance, I did it for freedom. As dawn's first rays spread across the rooftops, I was finally free. So, what are your thoughts on this story? Do you agree with what happened? Or do you see it differently? Let us know your opinion in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of our upcoming stories. See you in the next one.